Hey, it's Paul here on The Friendly Viewer. On this channel, we do a tech review, so make sure to hit that it's over here. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can watch more videos just like this one. A year and a half ago, I picked up the brand new redesigned 2016 MacBook Pro. I got this 15-inch model in space gray. This was a very controversial model. There's a lot of changes that occurred with that new display, the LED touch bar, the Touch ID, keyboard that was with that new butterfly mechanism so they get that thinner profile. They went to 4 USB-C ports on the side as well as a headphone jack. Just tons of changes, very controversial. And that's what we're gonna be talking about today in this video of what are my 3 biggest issues I've ran into. Before we begin, check out the description below for any updates since I post a video as well as links that I talk about. When I was trying to figure out how to arrange this video, I couldn't really think of how to sequence it and order it, but there's one thing that really came to mind after I picked my 3 issues. And well, let's check it out. First up is snap. And what does snap mean? Well, snap is what should be snap, but there is no snap anymore. And what I'm talking about are the new USB-C ports on the side. You see, when this came out, the USB-C port wasn't widely used. It's pretty new on here, and it came with 4 of them. So you have 2 of them on the left side, 2 on the right side, as well as a headphone jack. And I use this one, the back left, almost all the time, just how my desk is set up to plug in the power. So I plug in and out of there all the time. And I was curious, how would these new ports hold up over time? Well, let me show you what snap means. So let me grab the power cable and let me plug it in here. So if I plug this in that port, you can hear a little bit of a snap as I plug it in and out, but it's coming out very easily. It often comes out when I'm just moving my laptop around and then all of a sudden I find out it's not charging anymore, it's not plugged into power. Now you're curious, is that the cable or is that the laptop? Well, if I change out to a different USB-C port on here, you're gonna notice quite a bit of a difference in the noise as well as the tension. There's a definite good snap sound here. And also there's a lot of tension holding that in. So this definitely has slowly worn out over the years. I don't know why, but it's really expanded. It's very loose and it holds it in just enough. It's not a big issue, but that's a big step back from MagSafe that used to be on here that always held a good connection there. And I'm a little worried of where this is going to be in the next year and a half. Now I can move around to other ports to help resolve that, but I do use this for other things. So let's talk about the other ports. What do I use those for? Well, I still have to have a lot of dongles even a year and a half later. I still have to use the USB-C to USB-A port to adapt for my external drives. I have a USB-C to Lightning adapter so I can get data off my phone. And I also use the Hutu to connect SD cards to it. And that's probably my biggest pet peeve because I have so many of these SD cards with my camera and equipment, and a lot of people that use these have the same issue. So just add that in there. Even a micro SD card reader would have helped out a ton. Item number 2, click. And what I'm talking about there is what I think is probably the most controversial thing about this laptop, which was the keyboard. And this was also the thing I was most nervous about. The MacBook I went and checked out with that new redesign, and it was so mushy as I tried to type on there, I just could not do it. And I was really thinking of not buying this, just do the keyboard by itself. When I went and tried it out, I noticed they added a little bit of extra snap in there, which made it where it was actually fine with me. I was able to get used to it rather quickly. Actually, dare I say, liked it. But one of the issues I noticed recently is I have some typos, but I'm not really having typos, and let me explain. With this new key design with the mechanical butterfly mechanism, as well as a thinner profile, you're gonna find that a lot of people have issues with dust getting in there, not being able to clean them, and making a key end up being useless. And what I found is portions of the keys being useless, meaning this part of the space bar right here, it just doesn't register. It actually pushes down and you can feel the feedback there of it pushing down, but nothing happens. And so I've noticed that the most. I often type with my edge of my thumb right there and I hit that keyboard, I can feel it press, but nothing happens. That's my biggest issue right now with this keyboard. I've seen a lot of other people have much larger issues and I hope that they figure out how to fix them. But this is a rather large issue that's very frustrating. Other than that, I actually like the keyboard. And the third one is pop. And what do I mean by pop? And why is there a pop with my laptop? Well, one thing I learned early on is that if I rattled it, there was a bit of a shake to it. And I also found that if I squeezed it, sometimes there'd be kind of a pop, like almost like a sticky substance in here as you squeezed it and let go. And that pop started making me nervous. But then what happened, and I've heard of other people having this issue too, is as your laptop heats up when you're using it, things change in size a little bit and all of a sudden it breaks free and you get this loud pop sound. The first time it happened, I thought there was some audio connection or something weird going on. It sounds like if you plug in a speaker while it's hot, that pop sound that you get, really bad if you're trying to do voiceovers at the time, it's gonna come right through it. And it's rather annoying. It's really loud. Here's the sound of it. And that's gonna be one of my biggest issues with this. This should not be making this loud pop sound. You can't use this in a lot of places if it's gonna be doing that. If you're gonna be using it in a really quiet area, people are gonna look at you with that sound. It's that loud. A lot of these issues require you to pay some money and send it back to Apple to get it fixed. That's really not a great option. These laptops cost a ton of money, and also you can't go without your laptop for very long because that's what you need to make all your content and do your creation and everything else with it. So not a great option. I'd be curious in the comments below to know what issues you've had and if you got them repaired. This has been Paul with the 2016 MacBook Pro, 1.5 years later. Thank you for watching.